Hi guys, Dash27 back again. This is episode 3 of Football Natter. In today's episode, we discuss Roy Hodgson's England squad. Should Downing have been in the squad? We discuss the sacking of King Kenny. Is 8th good enough for Liverpool? We discuss the biggest game of the year between Bayern Munich and Chelsea. Can Chelsea finally win the Champions League? We talk about Michael Owen being released from United. Where next for Michael Owen? And finally, 40 million playoff between West Ham and Blackpool. Who will be joining the 19 other teams next year in the Premiership? Okay guys, so we're going to kick it off this episode with the England squad announcement by Roy Hodgson. If you haven't seen it, I will put the list of his squad in the description below. If you watched last week's episode, you know I announced what my squad I would pick. There were a couple of changes, but in general they were roughly the same. A few changes were I picked Ben Foster for one of the goalies, but he still doesn't want to play for England, so they picked Rob Green, which is fair enough. I have no problem with that. Rob Green's a reliable goalkeeper. I picked 8 defenders, whereas Roy Hodgson has picked 7. The main difference between the squad was he decided not to take Walker or Richards and just take Glenn Johnson. Now, for me, Glenn Johnson's alright defender, and to be honest, he would have been my third choice, but I just feel with Walker being injured, I would have taken Richards. I saw Hodgson's press conference and he said he's only taken 7 because he feels Phil Jones can play centre back or right back, which in theory he can do. But I'd always think Glenn Johnson is better going forward than defending. Now I know some of you are like, well, we're England, we should be attacking, and in a sense I agree. But also when we're playing against teams later on in the tournament, like France, who we have in the group stage, and maybe Spain or Germany in that, you need to be sound defensively before you can attack. And with Glenn Johnson, I also always feel that there's a mistake just waiting to happen. Now, on to midfielders. He pretty much picked the same midfielders. I was glad he picked Oxlade-Chamberlain. Him coming off the bench with the last 20 minutes to go against tired defenders is a great... Well, it's just good for England. I think it'll terrorise defenders, and he can also play centre mid if we need him to play there, like he did against AC Milan in the second leg of the Champions League. But my one worry is he's picked Stuart Downing. Now, to be fair, last season when Stuart Downing was playing for Villa, he was playing well, and I probably would have picked him in the squad. But since he's joined Liverpool, he's been terrible. I think he's only played one good match, and that was in the League Cup final. And even then, that was against Cardiff, who, no disrespect, are a Championship side, and he should be terrorising those sort of players. So I don't understand how a player who hasn't scored a Premiership goal and has hardly created any goals is ahead of maybe Adam Johnson or Sturridge or Lennon. Now I know you're going to say, well, Johnson hasn't been playing all season at Man City, and I agree he didn't even make the squad for the final game, but Johnson can score a goal. I just really think Downing's not on good form, and it's not because he's not been playing, it's because he's just simply not on good form. His confidence must be shot, and I would have just taken Johnson anyway. The strikers, sorry, excuse me. The strikers, the 4 I picked were the 4 included: Rooney you have to take, even though he's suspended for the first 2 games. We might need him in the third game, and to be honest, he's our only world-class player we have. And Carroll, I discussed why I would have picked Carroll. I think he's unplayable when he's the way he's playing at the minute, especially the last couple of games against Chelsea. And I would have taken Defoe. He's got experience at the World Cup and European Championships, and I would have taken Danny Welbeck. Sturridge is very unlucky, but he's on the reserve list, so you never know, he might get picked. Okay, guys, so discuss what your views were of the England squad. Do you think it was right to take Downing? Is it right to take Johnson? What do you think of Micah Richards not going and Sturridge? Please put a comment below. Okay, guys, the next topic today is the sacking of King Kenny, or Kenny Dalglish. Sorry, got the cough still feeling ill. I think this happened on Tuesday. To be honest, am I surprised? No. I know Liverpool fans aren't too happy with the decision, but the way I look at it is Liverpool should be finishing higher than 8th. You should be beating Everton, and he spent over 100 million, and to be honest, I think he's only signed 2 good players, one being, well, probably 3 good players. Bellamy, which was literally nothing. Suarez, which is a good player, but he's got so much, he comes with so much baggage with the old racism thing. And thirdly, probably Enrique, the left back, has played really well this season, but he spent a lot of money on players that just hasn't left up to it. Charlie Adam, Stuart Downing, Jordan Henderson, even Andy Carroll. He's only starting to play well, but 35 million is a lot of money. So for the amount they've invested in the team, they should be finishing higher than 8th. Now, I know a couple of Liverpool fans at work, and they were saying they would have kept him, would have given him 1 more year, but he wouldn't have got any more money. I can't see him have improved, and maybe he got top 6. I can't see him beating Man City, United, or Tottenham. Might have scraped 4th, but there's a lot of teams going for that 4th space. Arsenal, Newcastle. So yeah, obviously the man in line at the minute is Martinez, the Wigan boss, which he hasn't really done it at the Premiership level. I know he's done very well to keep Wigan up the last 2 seasons, and to be honest, the way they were playing towards the end of the season was brilliant. They beat some big teams. They were unlucky. I think did they lose or draw to Chelsea with 2 offside goals? So Martinez likes to play football. He likes to play the way the Liverpool fans like to play. So it's not a bad idea. A couple of other names in the frame is Benitez and AVB. Now, my view is Benitez is going to be like Kenny Dalglish. Benitez, in my opinion, was a good manager in Europe, but I don't think he quite understood the Premiership. He kept rotating when, yeah, you can rotate some players, but you do need a core of the team to stay the same. AVB, I'm not too sure if he's going to be the manager. We'll have to wait and see. So, okay, guys, who do you think will be Liverpool's manager? Do you think Martinez is the right bloke? Put a comment below. And okay, guys, the next topic is the Bayern Munich Chelsea match. Obviously, Champions League final. Really looking forward to this match. It's tomorrow night. If you would have asked probably 2 months ago, would Chelsea have been in the final, I'd have laughed, especially as they were losing to Napoli 3-1. But some of their performance in the Champions League and FA Cup have been pretty outstanding since they got rid of ABB. Di Matteo's got the squad back together. A lot of them, the experienced guys, Lampard, Terry, Drogba, have really stepped up to the plate, and they're starting to perform. And yep, they're going to go into the game as underdogs. You're playing Bayern Munich, and to be honest, Bayern Munich are a good side. They've beaten Real Madrid in the semis, but don't forget Chelsea beat Barcelona in the semis. And I know people say, well, they didn't attack, but they beat them. It doesn't matter. They were down to 10 men as well, and they still hung on to beat them over the 2 legs. So, sorry, excuse me. A major factor in this is at Bayern Munich's home stadium. Now, what an advantage is that going to be? It's going to be in the home. It's going to be in Germany. It's going to be in their own country. It's going to be. They're going to prepare probably the same they would prepare against any other match. It just makes it so much easier. You don't have to go flying anywhere. So that is a massive advantage to play in your home stadium. You know what it's like. But don't count Chelsea out. They've got some very experienced players. I know they're missing John Terry, and I know they're missing Ramirez. 2 key players. I know they're missing, I think, Ivanovic and Morelos as well. but to miss John Terry is a massive blow. Now, too right, he should have got sent off, but he comes with experience. He holds that back 4 together. You're going into the game now with Cahill and Luiz, 2 defenders who have been progressing well together, but when they've had John Terry next to them. Cahill, he's come from Bolton. This is his first season in the big time playing Champions League. I was very impressed with him against Barcelona, but he's recovering from injury, same as Luiz. They're both recovering from injury. And we'll have to see how well the back 4 defend, and the goalie is going to be crucial. If Bayern score an early goal, it's going to be very hard for Chelsea, because Chelsea will have to open up, and Bayern will be so good on the counter with Schweinsteiger and Ribery and Robin and Gomez, Müller. So, but I think the biggest miss for the Chelsea team is Ramirez. Ramirez this season has been awesome in some matches. He's got so much energy. He's the engine of the midfield. When you've got older guys like Essien and Lampard in there, you need a bloke who can go up and down the pitch, and that's definitely Ramirez. He won the match with that great cross for Drogba in the first leg, and again he scored a goal, a lovely chip over Victor Valdez in the second leg right on half time, which was a very important goal. So yeah, it's going to be a close game. I think Bayern will win it. I want Chelsea to win. Obviously all the Tottenham fans want Bayern to win, because they'll get in the Champions League. If not, Chelsea will. If I was a betting man, I'd say 3-1 Bayern. Robin to score first goal against his former club. So what's your views on it? Do you think Bayern Munich will win? Will Chelsea win the title for the first time? How big a blow is Ramirez and Terry not playing? Comment down below. Okay guys, the next topic is the Michael Owen being released from United. Now, I'm not surprised by this, and a lot of you probably won't be surprised either. Michael Owen, when I think of Michael Owen, it's a shame, because when he came on at such a young age, 18 years, I remember the 98 World Cup, and that goal he scored against Argentina, it will never be forgotten. For it, that will be shown over and over again. Also remember beating Germany 5-1 and Owen getting a hat-trick. I think that year he won European Player of the Year. And to be honest, since he came back from Madrid, he's been so injury hit. He had a time at Newcastle, where he done quite well, but even he couldn't keep them up, and they got relegated. And then obviously he's gone to Man United, and he's in 3 years he's played 52 games, and he's still scored about 17 goals. Now I know you think that's not that great, but considering most of his games he's probably come on as sub, and he's still scored 17 goals. Obviously the Man United fans will remember him for that last minute win against Man City a couple of seasons ago. Excuse me. But yeah, I just think it's sad of Michael Owen. If he was fit, he would probably still be in the England team, with Rooney up front. And it's a shame he never really got to see that partnership. Obviously Rooney was up and coming, and Owen started having his injury problems. Owen probably would have broken the record for most goals scored for England. But it's one of those things, it just happens. Injury happens to all of us sometimes when you're playing. What now for Michael Owen? I really don't know. Is he going to be willing to take a pay cut? I can't see him wanting to go to a low league Premiership team, and maybe a mid-table team would be good. I don't know whether Liverpool would want him back. Probably would do a really good job at Liverpool. They need a goal scorer. Obviously you got Suarez and Carroll. With Owen as a backup would be a pretty good backup, but will he want to go there? Will Liverpool want him? We'll have to wait and see. There's not too many other clubs, maybe Everton, but I can't see him going there either. So what do you guys reckon about Michael Owen? What's your memories of Michael Owen? And what do you guys think? Was it the right decision for United to get rid of him? I think he's only 31, 32. He's probably still got a couple more seasons at this level, and he does know where the back of the net is. If you put him 1-on-1, I'd put him scoring. He's probably one of the best finishers in the Premiership still to this day. So yeah, just tell me what you reckon of Michael Owen, who he should sign for. Okay guys, final topic for today's episode is the 40 million playoff final, which is basically a one-off match each year from the promoted team. Now we already know that Southampton and Reading will be in the Premiership next year, but who will be the 20th team? Will it be West Ham or will it be Blackpool? Now West Ham, they've been favourites all season to win the league. They have probably the biggest budget in the Championship, and they still have some really good players playing for them and some Premiership quality. They've still got Rob Green, the goalie. They've still got Matty Taylor, the left winger. They've got Noble and Nolan, and they've also got Colton Cole. So they've still got some really good players with Premiership quality. And to be honest, I thought they would have finished the top two. They haven't. They won against they beat Cardiff in the playoffs semis, and now they've got Blackpool, who last season were in the Premiership, and they got a lot of fans by their attacking, the way they attack teams even with a small budget. Obviously DJ Campbell, who recently has gone to QPR, but they're up there again. They're in the playoffs, and they're one game away from being in the Premiership. Obviously their squad, they've got no superstars really, the same as last time, but it doesn't matter. It's more of a teamwork. I would definitely say there's going to be goals in this match. I think this season West Ham's beaten Blackpool 4-0 and 4-1. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So if Blackpool attack, I think they'll get battered on the counter attack, with obviously Vaz Tays playing Nicky Maynard maybe. So I think West Ham will win, and I'm going to say 2-1. And if I was betting on the first goal, I would say Nolan. Okay guys, so that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. For a recap, we talked about the England squad. Should Downing be in the squad? and where is Micah Richards? We talked about King Kenny getting sacked from Liverpool. Should he have been sacked, and who should be the next manager? We talked about the Champions League final, Bayern versus Chelsea. Who's going to win? Is missing John Terry and Ramirez a really big blow, or can they still do it? We also talked about Michael Owen being released from United. Where is he going to go next? What club? And also, we talked about the £40 million match between West Ham and Blackpool. Which one of those will be in the Premiership next season? Okay, guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope you're enjoying the series. Please comment on any of the issues we talked about today. Please comment, rate and subscribe. I've been Dasher27. Bang on.